Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me. Well, I'm a little delayed putting this video out. We're going to be talking about weeks 14 and 15, or 15 and 16, depending on how your league does the weeks, especially with opening week and now this All-Star week. But this week, it's going to be, for me, mostly weeks 15 and 16. Week 16 is going to be a longer week in some leagues, so I'll just let you know if I'm doing well or if I'm not doing well. There's a few of them. But for the most part, I'll let you know whether it was a win for the week or whether it's still going. The Home Run Derby just ended, and funny enough, I bet on Teoscar Hernandez, so that's cool. I won a little bit of money. I also bet on Adolis Garcia to hit the longest home run. I didn't win that one. I don't know who hit the longest home run. But in any case, because I'm super excited about the new NCAA, or the new college football game, I'll be doing a whole lot of reading for my notes right here. Hopefully it's just going to be an easy, free-flowing video. Probably ad-lib a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with the Cheese Weasels. So 2 weeks ago, we'll say week 15, I had 127.5 points, and I was in third place. Some of the top performers, Ben Rice had 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. That was a huge pickup for me. Trey Turner also had 4 home runs and 9 RBIs. Yelich had 3 home runs, and he had 4 walks, so that was great. That's a league that counts walks, so he's doing well for me. Yordan Alvarez finally gets going. 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. That's great. And then Craig Kimbrell had 4 saves for me. That has been fantastic. However, he blew a save for me this week, and then the Yankees still lost, so that's very disheartening. Now let's get to the guys that did not do well for me. Hunter Gaddis and Kyle Finnegan both blew saves. Gaddis has been super reliable this year, getting tons of holds for me, but had a save opportunity and blew it. That stinks. And then Tyler Glasnow, he had a bad start against a team that he should have done well against, but in any case, again, we'll give him another free pass. I think this is like 3 or 4 for him this year. So hey, man, you're getting up there. Let's stop with these bad starts. Now let's talk about the adds and drops. We added Nick Martinez, Ben Rice, like we talked about, and then Nick Pivetta, and we dropped Orvelis Martinez. He was hit with an 80-game suspension, and I didn't have any room for him anyway. We also dropped David Hamilton, Jose Alvarado, Nick Pivetta, and then also Shane Baz. Shane Baz had a first start. It wasn't terrible. He went 6 innings, and the second start was against the Yankees. I'm like, man, I'm not going to keep you for that start. I think he went 4 2/3 or something like that. Now we're going to move to week 16, but remember, this is a roto league, so it's accumulating stats year-round, so there's no break in the action. This week, I'm second with 128 points, so definitely fluctuating between second and third. Super happy about that, but we need to move on up because we definitely have the opportunities to jump up in certain categories, and we flubbed. With blown saves, that's losing us points, and then I'm still comfortable with the strikeouts leading in that. We're close with saves, we're close with wins, because I only have 3 pitchers on my roster for the most part, because I'm trying to accumulate stats in holds and saves, and also lower my ERA and WHIP. So definitely have to make sure we're getting up there and building that league back. But the offensive categories are really what I'm struggling in. So trying to focus more on getting the hitters, and obviously with Ben Rice, we definitely did. So now for 16, we're going to talk about Ben Rice again. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Marcell Ozuna, he had 3 home runs, only 5 RBIs. Let's get some guys on base, man. Paul Skeens had 11 strikeouts and a win. Aaron Nola had a win and 9 strikeouts. And then Kirby Yates had 3 saves for me. Man, he has been pretty silent pretty much all year for the Rangers, but the Rangers have not been as high octane as they were last year. But in any case, glad he got me those 3 saves. For the people who do not do well for him, a few guys who all had batting averages 158 or below. Se-Young Kim, Tyler O'Neill, Bryce Turang, Jake Cronenworth, and Ben Rice. That's unfortunate. However, he did get me those home runs. Now, also blown saves from Craig Kimbrell and Camilo Doval. Again, that is where I'm losing most of my points because I keep blowing these saves, which, again, when you're having more relievers, that's what's going to happen. But I keep blowing these saves, and when I blow these saves, that hurts my ERA, that hurts my WHIP. Obviously, you all know that. But, unfortunately, I have to have these guys because I have to accumulate those stats. But let's go ahead and get to the adds and drops. The adds, it was a lot because I was really trying to catch up in the wins this week because I fell behind like 2 or 3 wins instead of winning. Fell behind in wins because I wasn't winning. We added Mitch Keller, Andrew Abbott, Bailey Ober, Paul Goldschmidt, Jake Cronenworth, Nick Pivetta, Michael Bush, and Tyler Rogers. And the drops did include Nick Martinez, Ryan Mountcastle, Mitch Keller, Andrew Abbott, Paul Goldschmidt, because the game was rained out. Also, Bailey Ober and Nick Pivetta. So, definitely trying to get those wins so we can be winning the wins category. That's a lot of wins this last, minute. But definitely looking to see what guys can help us offensively. We're behind, middle of the road, in pretty much every offensive category. Offensive stats, what we need to work on. So, now we're going to move to the Kent Murphy Dingers, where this is week 14 because we had a combined week 1. So, week 14, unfortunately, was a loss. I was so incredibly close in this league. I'm so upset. But, hey, an L is an L, regardless of whether it's 10 categories to 0 categories or 4 categories to 5 categories like we lost. Now, what really killed me was Edwin Diaz. He blew the save and then got the win. Sean Manaea should have gotten the win, but he had no run support. So that just helped my ERA and helped my whip, but I lost the wins category. Now, had I won the wins category, a lot of wins again. Had I won or had Manaea won or Edwin Diaz not won, we would have been tied 4 categories all. So I would have been happier with that. But it is what it is. I had some other guys let me down, but we'll get to that here shortly. But first, let's talk about the guys who helped me. Wilson Contreras, 3 home runs and 8 RBIs coming off the IL from that injury from earlier in the season. Definitely doing things for me. While I have JT Realmuto on the IL, that's going to be a tough add drop way to figure out who's going to be starting for me. Also, Riley Green had 2 home runs, and Lane Thomas had 4 stolen bases. Also had a great outing from Sean Manaea, we talked about before, and then Craig Kimbrell got me 4 saves. Now let's talk about the guys, like I mentioned before, who did not help me. Terrible starts from Jose Soriano, Davis Daniel, and Gavin Williams. Gavin Williams, dude, you were going against the White Sox. That didn't start you later, and you had a great outing against the Rays. Come on, man. And then also, Jason Foley and Mason Miller had subpar outings as relievers, giving up multiple earned runs, not helping my ERA, definitely not helping my whip. So, now let's get to the adds and drops. The adds did include Gavin Williams, Kodai Senga. Someone dropped him, so I went ahead and added him. He's doing very well in his rehab, so that's going to be a huge win for me once he is able to come back and hopefully pitch like he did last year. Also, Jose Soriano, Davis Daniel, Alec Burleson, and Sean Manaea. Burleson, definitely a guy that needs to stay on my team. I dropped him a few times in other leagues, including this one, and glad I have him back. Speaking of drops, Burleson was one of the drops last week, along with Brandon Paft, Chad Green, Jose Soriano, Davis Daniel, and Jordan Romano. Now we're going to move to week 15, where this past week was the first half. We're going to resume Baseball Friday, play out the last 3 days. That's going to be the complete scoring week. So, at this point in time, we're behind in home runs, runs, and stolen bases. Feel like we're close. We're within 2. We're also close with strikeouts. We're not going to win ERA. We're not going to win whip. So let's hope the rest of the categories and our offensive categories bring us to the win, or at least, man, I'll take a tie at this point in time. Now we're going to move to the Funky Junkie Joker Monkeys, where week 14 was a win for us, 441 to 227. Our top scorer was Carter Crawford, followed by Bailey Ober with 29, and then 3 guys, Lourdes Gurriel, Nick Pivetta, and Luis Ortiz with 28. Now the guys that didn't score well for me, Freddie Peralta, you got me 7 points, dude. I do not want to burn starts on you if you're going to walk 5 people in a game. It's not a good look, and I really don't like the fact that you're not scoring me points like you should, because you're one of the best pitchers in the game. Then we also have to look at Christopher Sanchez. You got me 1 point, man. 1 point. Then you turn around the next week and get 44 points for me. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just play right, man. Kyle Harrison also got me -1 point. And I know you came back from ankle injury, but come on, man. I need more from you. And then reliever Brian Hudson got me -2. Now let's move to the adds and drops. We added Davis Daniel. Terrible start. Jake Myers, done pretty good. Jeremy Pena, wow, I really don't like all these Astros. And then finally, Albert Suarez. Now we're going to move to the drops. Kyle Freeland, David Hamilton, Davis Daniel, and then Landon Knock. He wasn't screwing me up with points, but not going long enough, not getting quality starts, not even getting qualified for the win. It's not doing it well for me, man. Now we're going to move to week 16, where it was another win for us, 417 to 268. Top scorer was Salvador Perez, only got me 28 points, followed by Alec Marsh with 27, and Nolan Arenado finally coming to life with 24. The guys who did bad for me this week were Chris Paddock with 8 points and Albert Suarez that only got me 7, but no one got me negative, so that was good. Now let's move to the adds and drops. We added Alec Marsh, Chris Paddock, Andre Palante, Tyler Phillips, and Kyle Freeland. We dropped Cole Irvin, JJ Bleday, I like saying his name, Chris Paddock, Andre Palante, and Tyler Phillips. So that win puts us at 10 for the season, and we are also in 5th place. So we have done what we needed to jump up to make sure one of the playoff spots is ours. It is all the way to 6, but I don't like playing it that close. This week, if we win, it's a very short week. It's only Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so gotta make sure I get those pitchers in. Like, let's start as many as we can, right? So that way, pick up another. It'll be a cheap win, not gonna lie, but it'll be a win. Whether you're the Lakers and you win the play-in or the 2020 bubble championship, it's still a championship, right? Like, I think people still count. Point being, hopefully we will come out with another win so I can talk to you about that next week. But now we're gonna move to the Peach Creek Purgatory team. Week 15 was a win for us, 959 to 819. Top scorer was Christian Walker with 88. Then Brenton Doyle with 76, and then Trey Turner with 73. I remember when I was doing my Rockies intro or Rockies recap, I talked about how Brenton Doyle was not a household name because he led the team in stolen bases. Well, he's definitely become a household name now. Now, for the guys that didn't do well for me, Max Fried got me 6 points. Come on, man. Come on. You're definitely one of the top pitchers in the game. Got me 6 points. It's not enough. And then Brian Hudson, he got me negative. In the other league, he got me negative again here. -9. Whoa. There were no adds and drops for this league. We are now moving into the next week, week 16. And this is the two-week scoring period. I feel pretty good so far. The only worry is that we've already used 14 of our 17 pitchers. The opponent has only used 6. So we are up 320 points. If you were to accumulate all those points from all the pitchers, they would have to equal about 29 points each. 28 and some change. We'll say 29. I don't think they can do that. With my luck, they probably will. But I feel good. Hopefully, the guy won't come back. We got 3 days left. I got 3 pitchers left to start. Hopefully, we'll pick the very best ones, and we won't get duds like we did for Max Fried. Now we're gonna move to Russell My Jim Jams, and this is a very frustrating league for me because I feel like I have a decent team. Could definitely be better, but man, like, I am so close. Going into the weekend, I was leading, I think it was like 10 categories to 6 categories or something like that. Well, I ended up losing 5 categories to 8 categories to 3 categories. Now, some of these categories were stupid close. For example, I lost by 4 RBIs, I tied with wins, and then I lost batting average by .016. You mean to tell me like one hit would have won me that category? Well, let's go ahead and talk about the guys who do well for me. Lourdes Gurriel, 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. Let's get some more hits and or some more guys on base. Nate Lowe got me 2 home runs. CJ Abrams got me 6 walks. This is a league where walks and OPS do count, so shoot, man. Doing great for me in 2 different categories. Lane Thomas had 4 stolen bases. Kimbrel had 4 saves. And then we had 10 Ks each from Kevin Gosman and Nick Pivetta. Now, for the guys that did not do well for me, Taylor Ward and Luis Rengifo. Little production as far as like very few runs, very few RBIs, very few walks. And then, of course, Rengifo got hurt. Hopefully he comes back because he's a super utility guy. He was one of the guys I really wanted to make sure I got in my drafts. I got him in some, didn't perform well because he wasn't even starting. He didn't start opening day. That's how you know how bad the Angels are. They're not starting their best player. Yes, that was with Mike Trout playing. Now, Mike Trout's really good. I'll give you that. But Rengifo was like the Swiss Army knife. In any case, other guys that did poorly for me. Terrible outings from Cade Smith and Fernando Cruz. Both of those guys gave up multiple hits, multiple walks, and multiple runs in very few innings, like not even 1 inning. So Cruz actually had a 72 ERA. Cade Smith had a 36 ERA, and then Kyle Harrison and Bowden Francis had bad starts or relief appearances, both having ERAs higher than 10.8. So come on, guys. I need y'all to do better. We added DJ Hurge, Carlos Carrasco, Jose Soriano, Davis Daniel, Andrew Haney, Ahmed Rosario, and Kyle Harrison, and we dropped Fernando Cruz after you gave up so many freaking runs, dude. Kyle Harrison, Spencer Howard, Jose Soriano, Davis Daniel, Abraham Toro. That was a tough one because I like Toro. Used to play for the Yankees. He's been doing very well, but obviously being in the IL. Come on, man. Come off so I can pick you up again. And Bowden Francis. Now we move to the South Harmon Institute of Technology. So week 15 was a tie for me. 7 categories to 7 categories to 4 categories. Some of the guys did well for me. Brent Rooker had 19 total bases, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 3 walks, and 2 stolen bases just for good measure. Francisco Lindor had 12 total bases, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and another 3 walks. While Freddie Freeman, 12 total bases, 1 home run, 6 RBIs, and 5 walks. Lane Thomas had 4 stolen bases for him, and then superb great starts from Bailey Ober, Nick Pivetta, and Sean Manaea. So, not all those guys got wins, Manaea, but you're doing so well these last few games. Need you to continue to do that, especially if you're going to be on my team. And come on, Mets, give him some run support. For the guys that did not do well for me, Cade Povich, oh my God, 8 earned runs in 1 inning. Jesus Christ. And then Hunter Gaddis, you unfortunately blew a save for me. We talked about Hunter Gaddis before. Very well with the holds. Got some save opportunities. Obviously didn't do well with this one. But I'll just go ahead and get to the adds and drops. We added Tobias Myers, Brent Rooker. Thankfully, he did great for us. Shane Baz, Ahmed Rosario, Cade Povich. Terrible start. And then Carlos Carrasco. And the drops did include Shane Baz, Cade Povich, Ahmed Rosario, Kyle Quantrill, Alec Burleson. That was a terrible decision on my part. Jake Irvin, and Jordan Romano. Now we're going to move to week 16. That is a 2-week scoring session. I feel good. But we all know I fall apart on the weekends, so, hopefully Friday, Saturday, Sunday are good to me. Keep my lead, jump in the standings, and the rest will be history. We're not going to have any ads this week at this point in time. I'm just hoping the Home Run Derby and the All-Star break add some rest for my players and add some confidence, especially with Alec Boehm doing so well, hitting those home runs. Although he only hit 21, and that was not expected to be anywhere near enough to go for the second, third, fourth round, whatever it may be. And then I hope that it also adds confidence for Adolis Garcia to hit more than 70 home runs, because I need him to do better for me. He's hitting like 217 with 17 home runs. That's good, but if you were hitting like 257, 267, that would be even better for me. In any case, I'm super excited to talk to you about my fantasy. I'm even more excited to talk to you about what's going to be happening these last few days of this scoring session. This is Jake Cake. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.